I fucking love that music. Oh man. All right. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to episode 2. We made it. We made it to episode 2. I can't fucking believe it. Hopefully it's not 2 of 2. I think I might say that every single time I start one of these things, but yeah, welcome back to episode 2 of the PSNFL podcast. It's your boy, your commish, the host. My name is Tom Miller. Thank you guys for tuning into the first one. It seemed to be well received. Hope to keep that going. Got a little bit more of a flow to this one, which you guys should hopefully like. But yeah, keep moving on with this. But like I said, thank you guys for tuning into the first one. Hope you guys listen to this one. Hope it makes your mornings a little bit better, or your days, or your nights, whatever. But yeah, guys, I guess we'll go right into it. What a year we've been having so far in fantasy football. I mean, I want to first congratulate Max. I guess he's the only person who's 5-2, and then we got a plethora of them at 4-3, and then a couple at 3-4, and then we got Zach. So, yeah, which I guess is a pretty good transition into who we got on the pod as a co-host today. Obviously, he's had a rough go of it this year, but I mean, this guy is an absolute staple in the PSNFL podcast. I mean, he's been in it since year one. Jay and I talked about it a little bit in the last pod. We think he's won before. We just don't have the data for it, or the data. So that's kind of up in the air. He'll probably talk about that himself a little bit to kind of dig himself out of the hole he's in right now. But yeah, guys, Mr. Athlete of the Week himself, Mr. You Don't Know My Body, owner of Tease Nuts, Zach Clark. Thank you for joining the pod, man.
Thomas, thank you so much for having me. Yes, that's kind of a great segue, because the one thing I wanted to mention on this podcast before I got absolutely destroyed was that I have indeed won a championship.
Yeah, I agree. I think you have, but we just don't have the shit for it.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. I think it's like, I don't know, whatever the fantasy, like the ESPN shit we've been using, I think like they started recording all of that like 2015 or 2016. And I think I won it the year before that. I'm pretty sure it was 2014.
I think you're right. You're one of them. I think John won one of them too. But yeah, I think it was before you could reactivate the league, or before I was stupid enough. I was just being like, hey, send me your emails, and I was making a new league before I could just reactivate it. So, yeah. Oh, man. Like I said, man, it's been rough. It's been rough.
Yeah, dude.
At what point do you think you knew it was going to be this bad, 0-7?
So here's the thing. So it is bad, but it has gotten better. I don't know if this was explained on the kind of first episode of the podcast, but a long-standing rule of the PSN FFL is that the least amount of scored points every week has to Venmo the most amount of points.
That was my thing. I think that was when you were like at week 4 or whatever, and you're like, okay, I'm down $40. I think that was probably the point to where you were like, what's going on here?
Well, but since week 4, I have not dished out any cash. So
that's good.
What that tells me is I think there's room. There's room for improvement. We haven't seen any improvement so far.
We haven't seen a win yet, but I mean, hey, you're not fucking.
There's a lot of room there. Oh, dude, it's just more than anything. My team is it's like, if you were to look at my team, like I think first week, you're like, oh, this isn't.
That's what I said. You know what? You look at your team even now. Obviously, you've made some questionable. You've made some questionable moves on the waiver wire. Let's not put that aside. But I mean, your team right now, like and even before, like week 1, like your starters. Now, don't look at your bench.
Yeah.
But the starters are like, okay, you've just been kind of fucked over. Like,
yeah,
Joe Burrow blows. Josh Jacobs is not having the fantasy season he had last year.
Yeah.
Like T. Higgins is just
dude, he's
he's
unheard of. He's just
I
like,
know,
where did he go?
I don't know. But obviously, like the Bengals have been a weird team this year, which has kind of fucked you over. But
yeah, I think
obviously auto drafting did not help. I think you had 3 quarterbacks and 3 tight ends.
Yeah.
So
that's what happens when you have a Verizon phone plan and you're in fucking Vancouver and then you walk outside of your hotel. I thought I would have data and it would work, but it did not work. So we will schedule our vacations better the following year.
That's good. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I kind of did this podcast a little bit differently, and I haven't told you this, but essentially what we're going to do is, I brought in outsiders. I brought people in that know what they're talking about when it comes to winning fantasy football games. Essentially had them send me about 30 seconds to 2-minute clips of hear you laughing in the background.
Don't do this to me. This is brutal.
Well, we're gonna start with one. He's one of your roommates. I feel like he was the one that kind of was the nicest to you.
Bailey just said in the kitchen before I went on this shit. He said, "Have fun." I swear to God.
My phone's gonna die. Hold on one second. All right. I kind of wanted to name this segment. I don't know if we'll do this every time, but I kind of wanted to name this segment just "Get Shit On."
That's kind of good.
Who knows? Maybe this won't be the only time we do this. But let's see here. Now, let me know if you can hear this, because Bailey was talking like so low. I'm just going to try and play it through my mic. Here we go.
So, it's going to take a quick second to address Mr. Poopy Clark. If you had told me week 1 that he would be an 0-7 team, I'd probably say you're crazy. The T. Higgins and Joe Burrow, and he's got a couple other ones on there. Like, his team should be doing all right. It should have started off pretty well. But it just really hasn't panned out for him. Josh Jacobs has not been doing too hot. CD's been MIDI. But, all that aside, the man has absolutely no idea how to work free agency. So, on him.
Oh, shit. Hold on. God damn it.
Shane and Cooper Cup. And
Hold on. My bad. Fuck.
It just really hasn't panned out for him. Josh Jacobs has not been doing too hot.
I'm just going to let it ride.
CD's been MIDI. But, all that aside, the man has absolutely no idea how to work free agency. So that is on him. Just poor guy, but he brought it upon himself. Sorry, Poopy Clark.
So I feel like he did a very good job of
yeah, that wasn't as much as a roast as now I just feel sad.
Yeah, I know, man. He was very like monotone, just Josh Jacobs. Hasn't been good.
Your team's fucking dog shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then obviously we have that. We have Bailey, being very nice.
Okay.
And then and here's your other roommate. Here's what he had to say.
So he's gonna sit here and tell us, "Oh, I'm so unlucky. I'm so unlucky all the time." Meanwhile, he needs a wide receiver, and he picks up Sam Howell. Now, who is Sam Howell throwing the ball to, right? Curtis Samuel. And I know Curtis Samuel ain't an all-time great, but he's had a productive fucking season. Luckily, he didn't pick him up, so now he's on my bench.
God damn it! I keep fucking not putting in my phone. Hold on, sorry.
He picks up Sam Howell. Now, who, right? Curtis Samuel. And I know Curtis Samuel ain't an all-time great, but he's had a productive fucking season. Luckily, he didn't pick him up, so now he's on my bench. But, I mean, he been QB swapping QB3s. He been QB swapping QBs with bad knees.
Ooh, that's kind of bars.
Bars.
He needs some depth, man. He don't need QB and tight end depth. He's got that. He needs skill players, but he's not skilled. So, 0-7. It's not unlucky. It's just facts.
Oh man.
So here is my comeback to that.
Sure. Go ahead. That's what I kind of wanted to happen.
So
I want to play this, and then here's your comeback.
Yes, when it comes to free agency and picking people up, kind of dog shit. I still say I'm kind of unlucky though, because obviously I made I guess you could call it blockbuster trade with John, or I had Akane, or I had Akane. Is it Akane? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Achain.
Yeah. Achain and Cup for Amari Cooper and CD. And dude, Cooper's just been bad.
Yeah, they both just have not been what they should be.
Like that's what I'm saying is like you look at that trade and that's not like you're like maybe like I lose that trade. Akane is like very much like he's played 2 games but he fucking popped off.
Yeah,
but like regardless, got unlucky with that. But I did just get Hunt and Josh Downs, who I think.
Yeah, who had me scared early. I told Jay off the record. I told Jay off the record before we did the podcast, so it's not in the podcast. I told him that if I lost to you this week, I would not do a podcast this week. So I'm happy I was able to beat you.
That's kind of lame.
No, I would have done it. I would.
Yeah.
I would have definitely had you on it. You could probably roast me. But obviously Josh Downs, he had a good week. He had like 17 points or 15 points. Kareem Hunt had 15 points.
Yeah.
So like you said, I think you're getting better. I think it's just probably a little unlucky. Obviously, James Conner got hurt. That doesn't
James
help.
Conner's huge.
Yep.
Like he was really consistent too, and like at least like I think Jacobs has had like a couple good-ish games, but he's just been so bad for like.
What I've noticed is that you have a bunch of solid players on your team that just have good weeks, like on separate weeks.
Yeah, dude, it's
one guy that goes off, but everybody else gets like 3.
It's like they're making phone calls before the game. It's like, all right, I'm gonna pop off. Y'all should fucking shit the bed, and that's what happens. It's just unlucky. Yeah.
And just looking at it too, and looking at the standings, it now says you have a 3% chance of making the playoffs. Obviously, I think you need there's 7 games left. I think you need to win 5 of those 7 games and then get some help. Because obviously you got Chase and Alejandro at 3 wins. You have myself and pretty much fucking everybody else at 4 wins. So you got to get into the top 8 to not be in the shit.
Yeah.
But
so
what was the punishment that you had going on this year?
So
you were able to change it because I was super nice because you were like.
I said it as a joke first.
Yeah, I know
it would actually be taken seriously. Originally, it was fly to a third world country and earn enough money to buy a plane ticket home.
What's wrong with that?
I was like, I'm not dying in Nigeria, Tom.
Fly to Israel.
Yeah,
and hope.
it's
You
like,
can
damn,
get
it's kind of
taxed.
loud on over here. What's going on?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Hopefully no one's watching this one. Holy shit.
Yeah, no, who cares? But now it's the you have to do the Wendy's 4 for $4 mile, which
Explain that a little bit better because you eat what, a burger?
so
in a
it's
mile?
I think what I've decided to is because you've had a bunch of 4 for $4s in your life, and
Yep.
they're kind of small.
Yeah.
So I think we do the same thing, except we fucking excel everything. So the Wendy's 4 for $4 miles, there's 4 items in that combo. It's a cheeseburger, fries, chicken nuggets, and a soft drink. Or we could do like a Frosty or whatever.
Yeah.
And so what the mile is that you go on a track, and it's like a beer mile. So you have to finish one of the items, and then you run a lap, and then you finish the other item and run a lap. So basically, the idea is I'm going to throw up a lot.
I don't know, man. Your body's different.
Yeah. Well, I thought that when I did the milk shit, and then I threw up a lot. So
Yeah.
that will.
And who's to say you even lose? You could make
Well,
it. You could
and
lose
so-
every fucking game of the regular season, lose every other game in the fucking playoffs, win the last game, and you're not last.
So that was going to be my other point about where my mentality is at for the rest of the season, right?
Sure.
0-7, if I somehow sneak into playoffs with a miracle, that would be awesome. Realistically, I do not think that's going to happen. But that means I can kind of mold my team, or at least pay enough attention to the other 2 people who are kind of in that, battle to stay above the last place game.
Sure.
And, at least try and have some strategy going into that. Because that is very true. It's like, I could go fucking 0-14.
Yeah.
Or 0 whatever, and then fucking
And you
win.
can just win in the playoffs, and that doesn't matter anymore. You've beat whoever was ninth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So there you go. Like, I mean, I could lose every single game and win. What is the Toilet Bowl is like the 9th and the 10th place. It's like 2 out of 3. You have to win 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I win those 2 right there, and we're chilling.
Yep.
So.
All right, let's continue with the session here. I think John has a little bit of something to say.
Got fucking like 10 of these ones.
All wrong with Zach. I mean, he started pretty good in his fantasy football career with us. I think he finished 5th and 3rd to start. So even though he doesn't really know shit about football, he was faking it, and he was doing a great job at putting up some teams that were winning games. But ever since then, it's been nothing but just an unmitigated disaster. Nothing but managerial malpractice. He's been just a complete horror show. I mean, even this year was probably the most embarrassing because he straight up skipped draft night. He's just like, fuck you guys. We've been in a league together for 7 years. I'm pretty sure we played a league since freshman year of high school. So I think it's actually been 10 years since we initially started doing any sort of fantasy league. And he skips the draft to go out with his girlfriend or whatever the fuck he was doing that night. Obviously, auto draft is not the best strategy, so he ends up with 17 quarterbacks and like 2 skill position players. And I mean, even after that, he has all these quarterbacks, and you could not have handled the situation worse. I actually have it written down here. So he starts off by drafting Dak for Achane. Probably a good move, but he immediately just traded him to me. He then drops Justin Fields, who's one of the best young fantasy quarterbacks in the league, for Josh Jacobs, who he then drops the next week. So he just gives away both players for absolutely nothing. This past week, he drops Deshaun Watson for Sam Howell, even though Deshaun Watson really didn't do he didn't do anything wrong on the football side. The outside's a little bit different. But he was just injured. I mean, and then he just pulls the trigger and picks up Sam Howell and drops Deshaun Watson. Probably could have gotten something back for him. I mean, I think to summarize it, he started the past 2 years 0-7. He's got the worst record in the league of all time. I mean, Zach, just fucking figure it out, man.
Just fucking figure it out.
Just fucking figure it out, man. God damn. Yeah, John was one of the ones who laid Indy a little bit there.
That's fine. I mean, yeah, dude. The quarterback situation, it's been tough. And I mean, I had Fields on my bench, and like I mean, this is when Burrow was struggling, and then Fields also was putting up like what 5, 6, 7 points a game. And
Yeah,
then
that's true.
when I drop him, he fucking falls
falls
out for 30.
Yeah.
So what? I'm gonna have one of the best young quarterbacks on my team. Like what? Am I gonna pick up Young next and put him on like my bench? Like no. Like I don't give a shit if he's like. It's just tough. I'm rocking with Burrow now. I think I have to.
I think that's what I was gonna say. I think you just got to make a pick here.
Yeah.
With Burrow.
I think he's had like 1 or 2 games where he's been like normal. He definitely isn't worth however fucking much the Cincinnati Bengals paid them. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, but I think we have to rock with Burrow at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fucking going out with your girlfriend thing's a little personal.
That is a little personal.
It is a little personal. I get it. I really thought that I planned my day out better, and we'll take that as we go.
Are we making any moves this week? Obviously, this is filmed at 8:16 p.m. right now. Obviously, when this comes out, the waiver wire will already be done. So, are you doing anything? Is anything on the mind right now, or are you leaving it?
I think after had a couple pickups off the waiver wire, I think this is the week we're going to kind of leave it and just see if we need to readjust because again, playoffs is out of the picture in my mind. Like if we do it, great. I think
you should try and build your team to be the best team it can be in 10 weeks.
Yeah. So what I'm yeah.
You gotta like look far and away.
So and that was the thing is it's like so like I put up what you had like 105, I had like 85 this week.
Yeah.
My entire team was on bye. Yep. So what putting up 85 points, against when my entire team was on bye, I thought was pretty good. So I think now we're gonna like Hunt and Downs, I think we're going to leave them in and we're going to see how they do and then put Burrow back in and just see, like what is the squad looking like? And we'll go from there. I think
that's smart.
I hope so. Everything else up to this point has not been smart. So,
hey man, I mean, you're getting there. I think who do you play this week? Marcel?
I think it is Marcel, yeah.
I will say see by his team name, Tom thinks this team sucks, which I do. I
was going to say I also think this team sucks.
I don't think it sucks. Looking at it right now, I don't think it's terrible. It's just he's got a bunch of young guys that like are just like who knows about Bijan Robinson right now. Obviously, Jahmyr Gibbs went off last week, but like Chris Olave just got pulled over. He's probably going to be out this week. You might squeak one here. I'm telling you.
That would be incredible. I also, don't want to speak on my own demise. It would also be really funny and more upsetting if I did lose every single game of the regular season.
And then you were able to win at the end?
Yeah. Because again, it's not like I'm not quitting. I'm not fucking leaving.
I know you're not.
Nobody's out there. I'm giving it a go, and it just hasn't worked out.
You're not making any bullshit trading them to people who are bribing you.
And I think
it's respect.
And I think a little bit of it is like you have to understand that's like you could be the most skilled fantasy football player out there and still realize that like it's fucking luck to an extent.
It is for sure, 100%. All right, I have not listened to this one, so. You probably know by the voice, but here we go. I have yet to listen to this, so oh boy.
Congratulations, buddy. You made it. You did the unthinkable. You went 0-7 so far. It can only get better. You hope.
Why does this sound like an infomercial?
I know that you are very close to taking a one-way flight to bumfuck nowhere and figuring sum this up and let you know that we're proud. Congratulations.
Put fucking applause in. Oh my god!
Like, am I tripping? Did that not sound like
No, I don't know if you could hear it, but he had a little like
background
Seinfeld
music?
theme going
Yeah,
on in the
what
background.
the
There.
fuck was that?
And he was talking like it was a 1990s infomercial for the Swiffer Sweeper or something.
Oh, Chase, you're doing too much, bro.
I hope that these come out well on the actual like thing. Are you hearing them all right?
No, I mean, I'm hearing them. It's definitely like a little muffled. I don't
Yeah,
know what
obviously.
the actual best way to.
Yeah, all the people couldn't figure out, I guess, how to send them to me personally, except for Chase. But they all just sent voice memos, so I just was playing them through my phone
That's fair.
into my mic. But yeah, Chase, obviously, congratulating you on being the worst, so that he's not the worst. I don't think he wants to take the. I believe Chase, if he loses, he's got to take a Greyhound bus from Charlotte to Detroit and back. So.
Jesus Christ.
I don't think
That-
he wants that.
I think this is kind of a good segue into like something I wanted to talk about too, and that's kind of just
Go ahead.
the nature of the punishment, and like kind of just surrounding like realistically, if Chase loses the league, is he actually going to do that?
I think so. Yeah,
you actually think he would take a Greyhound bus to Detroit and back?
I do. But yeah, the only reason why is because he told me he would. So hopefully, though, I took the approach of instead of having one punishment for everybody that a couple people don't agree on, and if those couple people don't do it, then everyone's going to be pissed again. I just said, send me what you would want to do, and then boom, you can do it. So.
That's fair. I guess like if that's just surprising, and like because again, like if that's the case, you can like you don't have to give yourself the worst punishment.
Right, but the thing is no one knew that it was going to do that. They think they were just thinking that I was just going to put the thing in a hat or something, or spin a wheel.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's going to be it. So I think Grayson has to start up a lemonade stand and make $300.
He said he was going to do that on fucking South Tryon Street, and I was like, yeah, you're going to do it in the middle of the fucking hood? No, you're
going to do it right in the bus stop right there.
He's going to be jumped for lemonade.
Oh my God. All right. Last and final one that was sent to me, unless somebody has sent me one anytime soon, which they haven't, is going to be the league leader. Let him go out. Max Kennan. The next one.
Hey, everyone. It's Max. Just chiming in here to the podcast. I wanted to say, I guess talk about Zach's team. He's going to be on there this week, and I know he's really going through it right now with this 0-7 team being the only team in the league right now without a win. You would think you can at least get one for sure, but he's got 0. I mean, I've been in his shoes. Don't get me wrong. Last season was tough. I think I started out 0-6 before I got my first win. And even then, with that record when I was 0-6, I still had faith in my team. But I honestly think there's no faith to be had for his team. So I think he's in a pretty bad situation, even worse compared to what I was last year. I mean, you look through his team and it's like, yikes. Fucking yikes. You know what I'm saying? But, you're in a sticky situation when Kareem Hunt's your RB1. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had him for maybe a couple hours on my team this year, but I just...
A couple hours?
I mean, best of luck to the guy. I know he's taking half days at Hendrick just to weep over this on Mondays. The guy can't even work a full day. So I know Mr. H ain't going to be happy with that. Neither is Kyle Larson. He's just letting the whole 5 team down. Really, he's not pulling his weight on the fantasy side of things for that company. Yeah, honestly, he's got to be careful there. He might look into replacing the guy.
He's just going after my words
Hey,
now?
best
I
of luck
guess
to
so.
him. I guess we'll see what happens here in the playoffs, in the latter half of the season. All right, that's about all I got for Mr. Zachary Clark. Peace.
Nice.
All right.
I would like to go on record and say in my Hendrick. Oh, Tom, did he fucking leave the podcast?
He's still there.
Yeah, where'd you go?
No, something happened, but we're back.
Yeah.
Ended recording.
I was gonna say before you disappeared, I would like to go on record and say that I'm 5-2 in my Hendricks Work League fantasy football league.
Hell yeah.
So I don't know what's going on there because I also auto drafted that one. I guess just actually brain dead.
Big auto draft year.
Dude, I didn't mean to. I really didn't. We'll learn.
All right. Well, that's it for the people that actually hold on. One more. Hold on.
Oh,
I think Bailey has another one.
a last minute submission.
We have a last minute submission.
Didn't realize this was live.
Again, to address Mr. Poopy Clark. I had said what I said, and I feel like I didn't say enough the last time. So here I am again. Zach's team on draft night was not a bad team. It shouldn't be as bad as he was doing. But, Joe Burrow and T. Higgins and Josh Jacobs and CD Lambs, they all are sucking nuts. So, that is tough. But Zach also gave up Devin A-Chain and Cooper Kupp. And on trade day, when this trade happened, I did say that, Zach did fleece John. And looking back on it now, I was wrong. And I'm not afraid to admit that. Now that I think about it, I think CD was in that trade. So Zach didn't draft him. But I want to say that I take back what I said. Zach fucking lost that trade hard. I did not have faith in Devon Achane. So we'll put that to the side. But other than that, he has absolutely no fucking idea how the waiver wire works. I don't know why this man held on to 3 quarterbacks until about like week 5. And then when he finally dropped one, he dropped Justin Fields, who then goes off to have 2 fantastic weeks. And he's holding on to Deshaun Watson. And obviously Joe Burrow. You can't get rid of Joe Burrow. But so I think that's all I have to say about Mr. Poopy Clark. Thank you for your time.
All right. So Bailey with the last minute submission there. Any thoughts to that, or your roommates really gave you a hard time there?
Nah, it's exactly what I expected to happen. Yeah. I guess yes. I haven't paid enough attention to the waiver wire as well as my team is just unlucky in a lot of sense and just not performing. I don't really have anything else to add to that. I don't know. I feel like it's been 30 minutes and most of that is just me being shit on. I don't know how much more I can add to that.
No, that's it. That's all I got. I'm going to give you, I want to try and give you time to, I don't know, necessarily shit on people, but if you'd like to, you can shit on me. I'm not going to personally say anything because I know I know you're trying. Like, I know that you're trying. Yes, it probably has not been the best year for you, but yeah, man, that's about it. is about it.
I don't know, man. I don't really have. I mean, I don't really think I'm in a position to talk shit. We'll start out with that. Yeah, I think Bailey described it very well. It's like, I thought maybe in that trade with John, I at least thought we were going to get out even, and it very much did not turn out that way. Given that Achan is now on IR, but I think he comes back in a couple of weeks, so it wouldn't really matter that much. But yeah, I just want to say, I doubt that there's anyone else outside of this league listening to this, but if you're 0-7, don't give up. It's okay.
Your MLK speech right here. Is this I have a dream.
With every game I lose, the toaster gets a little closer to the bathtub, but it's not there yet, and there's still room. It's we're not 0-14 right now, so I don't know. I can have as much hope as you can, but like I said, my mindset is I'm going to be in the last place toilet bowl game fighting for my life.
I think you need to look at it like this. I think you need to look at it as you could be the first 0-7 team to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Like you could be the first 0-7 team to come back and win the championship. Imagine if that happened.
That would be.
I wanted to get you on here early.
Tom, let me say right now, if that ends up happening, goddamn, are people gonna get it hard on
I bet
on the podcast that episode.
Oh man.
I really enjoyed that segment though. Of I liked a lot that you just had people send in voice recordings. I will say, Chase, you're a fucking clown. That shit was dog shit. I don't know what you were trying to do there, but God, that was cringy.
Yeah. No, he had a whole Seinfeld theme going on in the background.
Dude,
Again,
I'd rather be 0-7 than be that fucking guy. Right now.
There it is. There's the zinger.
That's not even fantasy football. It's just like,
no, man. That's just taking time out of your day for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is there anything else you want to say? I kind of am right around the time here that I'd like these podcasts to be, right around 40-ish minutes. I'm sorry I had to do this to you. I really am. But I wanted to do it early. That way you just get it out of the way, right? You didn't want this to happen at the end because I feel like everyone would have shit on you even more.
Yeah, and I'm not a fool. I knew what this was going to be about.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm a good sport.
You are a good sport.
Yeah,
you are athlete of the week. No one's going to take that away from you.
They better fucking not. I was talking to Christian. I lost all those shirts though because I was going to be it for Halloween this year.
Oh my god!
I know, dude.
With the button down and everything.
Yeah, I know. That would have been a funny look. Yeah, I guess like for a couple shits and gigs, just in the sake of us catching up. How was the casino this past weekend?
It was great. I ended up losing $100 in total. I think 95. I think Bailey lost like 102, give or take 90 something.
Yeah. I heard your roommate threw up on the couch he was supposed to sleep on.
Yep, he did. That wasn't very fun. So he had to sleep in my like recliner chair and then move to the couch once another person left. So but I lost $100 on roulette and then ended up making $100 back on blackjack, and then I threw 100 on black and it was red.
Oof. So, that's a bad
and then we left.
Really? That's a pretty quick trip.
No, I mean we went to the bar, we had a couple drinks, we walked around a shit ton of times. We got there right as the horse races were ending, which sucked.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, because I was working the night of, and then it was about an hour drive there. So yeah, that does suck, but oh well.
Yeah.
We need to schedule a casino trip. And I'm fucking can't wait for the cruise. So
yeah, I will not be attending cruise, but I wish you all the best.
Yes. Anything else you got?
No, I mean I feel like I don't really have much to dish out. This was more of a, take it episode.
Sorry, man.
A more bend over episode, but that's okay.
Bend the fuck over episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I hope to have you on the pod again, and we can talk about something different. That'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
dude, that would be incredible. All right.
But until then, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being a good sport about this. I'm sure
Yeah.
everybody else will receive it well.
Yeah. So
laugh.
here's my question. Regardless of position, all right.
Yeah.
I like that segment of like the send in, recordings of what's going on with people's teams. Can we keep that going?
I'll try. I'll definitely try to keep that going. I like it.
Yeah.
Obviously, we can get a couple of submissions. I don't think Jay Harrell ever got back to me. I don't think Alejandro got back to me.
Yeah.
And Marcel, I don't think I've ever even heard his voice. So
Yeah. How does that dude communicate? Skype?
I'm shooting to have him on the podcast next. I would hope. Just so I can kind of pick his brain, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I'm sure. I think whoever won this week, I think it was Chase. I'm sure he's probably livid that I didn't call him. Oh, I didn't get a fucking podcast invite. Maybe next week, man. Maybe next week.
Yeah, try losing more, pussy.
So I don't know what the criteria of making the podcast will be. I'm sorry, but we'll just keep kind of playing it by ear, and we'll
I think the playing it by ear is wonderful.
You might win next week. I might have you on again.
Yeah, dude, let's go.
Fucking hell. If you beat Marcel, I might have you on again.
Zach, quick turnaround. How you doing?
Just real quick, and we'll just shit on Marcel for the whole podcast.
I think what people are forgetting is you are the commissioner, and your word is final.
Yep.
So this is also your podcast, so who cares?
I'm happy we're doing this. I think it's a lot of fun.
I think, dude, it's great.
I hope you had fun, even though you got shit on a little bit.
No, dude, it's fantasy football for a reason. It's fake believe.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is. But Zach, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you
and
for
I guess
having me.
we are gonna sign off here on the second episode of the PS NFL Pod. Thanks for listening. And I'll see you next week.
Yeah, take care, Tom.